Welcome to That's How I Called, episode number 40. Hello to all of you out there. Back from the dead, the streak begins anew. Episode number 40 of That's Not Why You Called. What a momentous occasion. We're going to welcome back Hutch later in the show. No, we're not.
Yeah, catatonic Hutch. He'll come back at some point.
People responded well to me telling that story in the Lefty Show.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by the Lefty Show, by the way. Check it out.
Sponsored by the Lefty Show.
Sponsored by the Lefty Show.
Himself, right here.
The man himself, Lefty.
We don't bring
host
guests
of the
on
Lefty
that
Show.
often. We don't bring guests on that often,
No.
but we made an exception.
The host of the Lefty Show is here. But people accepted the story. So, all right. Because that was my worry, is that if you ever paint Hutch in anything that could even be perceived as a negative light, get ready for a torrent of hate.
Right.
But I was able to be like, look, man, here's what happened. Like, here's honestly what happened.
Is the truth? Yep.
It's the truth. Can't deny it. Can't deny it.
Can't deny it. The man was just, and we don't know if it was the anxiety thing or not. To this day, we don't know what the rationale behind all of those decisions were, but Lefty painted a nice little picture there, and I think I like to believe it as well.
Yeah, we'd both like to believe it.
We both like to.
Who knows? Maybe
the latter, otherwise, is that he just fucking hated us, or we were too small to deal with him.
But even then, the biggest deal was just tell us.
Just tell us, right?
Right? We're supposed to be friends. I'm supposed to stop with the cracking wise because we're supposed to all be friends. All right. Well, if you don't want to do business with your friends anymore, don't you tell your friends like, hey, here's why, And it's like, okay, but I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I think. Shucks, what am I thinking of? Either like job interviews or I've always been like just if this ain't gonna work out, you're not gonna hire me, we aren't friends, fucking say something. Let's not waste both parties' time with this pitter patter feet movement of is he gonna call me back?
Right,
is he call me back yet? Okay, just let us know.
That's all.
Let us know.
If only he had a podcast to outlay his thoughts.
If only he did. He is back on YouTube. Then again, I remember he was just back on YouTube a couple of months ago too. And we put something out there. That was during a Titanfall live.
Yeah, that was Titanfall. He was streaming a lot of Titanfall. He's like, I'm back, and then
and then he's gone. It's
and with Titanfall went Hutch, because Titanfall, people just stopped giving a fuck about that game.
Most overhyped game that came down to
it really was, man. Really a lot of bullshit hype. I mean, Titanfall, is it fun? Yeah. But it's like Call of Duty with a little kind of shitty mech version and a weird wall running feature, and that's it. That's all you get. That's it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Well, where's the customization? Well, there is none. Well, okay. Where's the depth of weapons and customizability? Nah, none.
Where are the kill streaks? There are none. Well, we got these cards, and
where's the mech customization? Where's that? Where's the class derivations in mechs? Well, there's not a lot.
There's three. To think about it, I feel like people should have been more mad. If it wasn't by the Infinity Ward guys and this was by somebody else, I feel like they would have been pissed because, there's no single player, which means, all right, focus everything on multiplayer. And in doing that, they focused only on multiplayer, but they left out half the things that are in like a Call of Duty game. I'm not saying copy Call of Duty, but replace that. Don't just remove things and have nothing there. It's like a very stripped down. It's gun on gun, or mech on mech, or gun on mech, and that's what you got right there. And I wasn't, after watching the footage and playing the beta, I wasn't even that hyped for it. I was more hyped when it first was announced.
Oh, well.
But we're not here to talk about Titanfall. We're here to talk about The Lefty Show.
Are we?
Brought to you by The Lefty Show.
This show brought to you by The Lefty Show, another middling podcast on the internet.
Best daily podcast you're going to find.
Yeah, we never miss an episode.
Well,
unlike That's How I Called. And if I do miss an episode, there will be another one tomorrow, most likely. You'll usually never go more than a day or two without The Lefty Show, whereas That's Not Why You Called, you're looking at like 14 days of withdrawal. It's going to suck.
Yeah, it sucks, but you got The Lefty Show to hold you over.
Now let's talk about stuff going down the drain. Minecraft pay to win, baby. Everybody wants to talk about it. Chiz, you got the inside track on it.
Well, no, you ask your questions and then I'll reciprocate.
Well, I want to know.
I actually never read that thing. I just got in the cliff notes from.
I started reading it, and this, what's the guy's, Eric whatever? I don't even want to, whatever his name is. This guy Eric.
His handle is Grum.
Whoever represents Minecraft, I wanted to throttle him. Midway through reading this, like, oh my god, it was leaked. It was a Skype chat, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
A transcript of some Skype chat involving a Mojang developer, not PR, but a developer, and a bunch of Minecraft server owners. And apparently it's like, oh my god, pay to win's gonna die. For those of you that don't know, that there's a lot of people that own or rent servers, which if they own the server, and you can go there to play Minecraft on it, and they pay to develop plugins and upkeep on the servers and adminning and more development and building costs and all this stuff. And there are many systems by which you can buy in-game items or donate, and you receive in-game items. So you're buying in-game items. And apparently a lot of people are butthurt about it. Like, oh my god, it's pay to win. Like, no, you can get the same stuff that you can via working on the thing, working in-game. It's just, it's faster.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's no different than the Candy Crush model where it's like,
right.
I want to go 10 levels up. I can pay for this, or I can send a request to 3 friends, wait 7 days. They all say yes, and then I go to my next 10 levels.
And apparently a lot of people are angry, or not a lot of people. Some people are angry and looking for Mojang or the people behind Minecraft to come down hard on these server owners. And apparently in this transcript, there's a developer from Minecraft, again, who's not PR and who's not saying anything definitive, but is saying that, he's coming down very hard on the Minecraft server owners. Like, you guys are, he's talking about a cottage industry, and he's trying to say it's illegal, but it's like, no, cottage industries aren't illegal by their very nature. But okay. And we'll get to the end user license agreement in a second. Don't flip out just yet. And Woody makes an appearance in there. Very, very, very professional throughout the entire thing. Makes a lot of great points. No,
Like
yeah,
a lot
so
of other people in there.
not unlike many people, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm licking Woody's ass to that point, but
Right,
God forbid the guy makes a coherent point, right?
Yeah, we're not allowed to say anything. And if I'm about to agree, it's ass licker. Ass licker. There you go.
Could you continue a little bit to the left, Chiz? I got an itch. Just a little bit with the there. Okay, thank you.
There you go. Just for you. Because you make great points.
Exactly. That's right.
Infallible.
All right, good. Now I'll sign the check and put it in the mail. Oh yeah, thank you to the mod who just put the room in subscriber only mode. You want to subscribe? It's $4.99. Gonna wait until I get air conditioning before I want to start streaming again because it's pretty hot in Chicago. Anyway, so let's see, where was I? Woody's gamer tag made an appearance and was very professional throughout the whole thing, and a lot of people are seeing it as Mojang coming down officially on the side opposed to quote pay to win or private Minecraft servers that make a profit. The guy was actually really against turning,
any kind of profit.
Right, your server can't turn a profit. And it's like, what am I supposed? You can accept donations. That's it. Okay, well, my server costs are whatever, $2,000 a month.
He also said you can accept donations, but you can't reward them in any way for the donations. It's simply a donation for the sake of like a donation. Like, I donate to this. I'm not expecting anything in return. Which
how'd that work out? How'd that work out for Wikipedia? Or Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. It works out great for those sites where you don't get anything in return.
In fact, that's why Reddit. That's why you can buy Reddit Gold now. Is because they're please donate to us so that we don't have to run advertisements or go to a subscription model. Please donate so we don't have to do that. That model worked out so well for Reddit that they introduced Reddit Gold.
Yeah,
it worked so well. It was so fucking perfect that they introduced Reddit Gold.
And did you read the whole thing?
I stopped. I couldn't handle the Eric guy. I wanted to. Notch is some kind of Scandinavian, right? So this guy is probably equally Scandinavian.
Probably.
I want to throttle him by his fucking Scandinavian neck. I hated this person. I know nothing about him, but he's a fucking douchebag. Yeah, and I wanted to strangle him.
Very anti-capitalist.
Figuratively. I think terroristic threats.
I think at one point, I haven't read it, but I have gotten the cliff notes from Woody and other people. But I think at one point he's like, you're making money off of children, off of 10-year-olds or whatever. And that's always been a silly argument because nobody, like I've said before, nobody gives shit to Amazon or Toys R Us for that matter, the CEOs or even the regional managers of those places for making money off children. Fucking Toys R Us are literally selling toys to children. But this is a programmer at Mojang selling a game that is fucking meant for children of that age, and you're saying the server owner can't make money or is a piece of shit for making money off a child, but you're not? That seems very hypocritical to me. Like, how dare you make money off children? Do you realize who you're selling your game to? It's not a whole lot of 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds.
Right. You know what reading this whole thing and hearing you talk about it, because, Chiz, you've got the inside knowledge. You work directly on a Minecraft server, Woodycraft, best goddamn Minecraft server in the multiverse, apparently. These statements not corroborated by the FDA, the FCC, the FTC, the SEC, or any other government organization. The FDA, yeah, they gotta approve it. They've got to approve Woodycraft for public consumption. Yeah. I'm listening because I've heard Notch come down publicly, not about this issue, but about a lot of other video gaming issues, where he's been very pointed towards other corporations, where he's like, fuck you, guy. I think it was microtransactions and other pay-to-win stuff in other games. And he's like, fuck you guys. You guys are doing this. You're evil. You're evil. You're evil. And hearing this Eric asshole, who's apparently just some low-level developer. He's not even like a head guy. He's just some asshole.
Something like that. He doesn't, nothing to worry about.
All right. Well, you can't say he's an asshole, but I can say he's an asshole. He's an asshole.
So there you go.
I don't mean to force Chiz's hand in that, but it's a lot like hearing it, reading this guy's words, and knowing how Notch is publicly about certain issues. It sounds a lot like a couple of guys who got big fat contracts from a company. I don't know if you've heard of them, Machinima. Have you heard of that? Are they around? Have you seen this? Have you seen this?
Have you seen this?
Have you seen this? I don't know.
All right, Letterman.
It was more Leno, I think. Leno is more of the. Have you seen this? Have you
seen this? Have you seen this?
Yeah. But there were two guys who were YouTubers who got salaried contracts at Machinima when Machinima got a bunch of seed money from investors, and Machinima went on a hiring spree, hiring a bunch of YouTubers to do what the fuck, I don't know. But these guys got salary to move out to LA and live there. I don't know how much. Maybe not a lot by LA standards. But
6 figures.
6 figures?
That's what they were making, at least at most of their.
All right, but 6 figures in LA, if it's low 6 figures, you know, all right. But still, 6 figures is 6 figures, whatever the number is. Salaried, they knew they had contracts, and they knew there was going to be money to cover them. They knew they were going to get paid for a couple of years. And then they started, you know, how dare you sell advertisements on your videos, on your YouTube videos? You're profiting off of children. You are doing all these things that we would never, ever do. How dare you, sir, continue on with your YouTube hustle while we look down from our, well, I'll call him an ivory tower, of salaried Machinima investor seed money. And then once Machinima turned out to be a not so viable business and they had to start fucking slashing people, like get out, fired, we can't pay you anymore. Where did those guys end up?
They went back to the place where they were poking.
They started.
They
created YouTube businesses, didn't they?
And I'm not saying that some of them actually said the words like we were upset because we knew we could make more money doing YouTube. I'm not saying any of them said that, but maybe they did. And you know, it just looks a little, once again, hypocritical.
Yeah, but it sounds a lot. These guys, these Minecraft guys from Mojang, sound a lot like, you know, you can't profit. You're profiting from children, and that's bad and that's evil.
And we appreciate everything you do for our game and keeping it alive. We appreciate that. Just keep in the black, and you can stick around.
All the plugins that you fund to independently come up with, and the different ways you make our game work, and you know, Bohemia Interactive is behind Arma, the Arma franchise, and they have a history of finding guys that write mods and being like, hey, you know, do you want some money to develop this? DayZ is the biggest one that we know of now, but there's going to be, I'm sure, a few others. Battle Royale is really hot right now. I'm sure they're...
Which is I don't mean to cut you off, but that's the shame, right? Like, the whole modding community is supposed to be cool, and so much good has come out of it. Like, Half-Life came out years ago, and people went and modded it and made Counter-Strike. That was a mod originally, and Valve ended up hiring them and said, do you want to make this game? And they did.
Team Fortress 2 and Quake?
Team Fortress 2
or Team
and Quake.
Fortress and Quake, yeah.
No, Quake was...
No, Team Fortress was a mod for Quake.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, TF2 is another mod and got picked up into their studios. Natural Selection never did, but it was such a good mod, and they let them stick around. They were able to make their own independent company and make Natural Selection 2. And because they had such a great start, I don't know if you know this, but they're no longer developing anything for Natural Selection 2. They've turned it over to the community. There's some mods, I guess, and people that have been very helpful for Natural Selection 2. So they said they're going to run it now and do stuff. Like, they've handed it over to them. You know, a lot of good things come out of modding and working and coexisting together. So the need to drop the hammer just looks really shitty, and everyone is winning in the current situation. You're making fucking probably $1 billion at this point with every Minecraft sale on every system. So why do you really care? Do you really... There's a reason people don't pirate Minecraft. Well, some people do, but there's a reason people don't pirate Minecraft, and it's because you can't get on these servers.
I've got a tablet here. I think Minecraft on the tablet is like this is an Android. It's like number 1 or number 2 in the App Store, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's number 1 or number... It might be... Yeah, it's either 1 through 3 on iOS. I know Clash of Clans is high as hell on there.
Let's go to games.
And I've said this today. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard from people that I think Minecraft on mobile is the highest selling version of Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft Pocket Edition, $6.99, designed for tablets, is number 1 in the Google Play Store for games. Top paid, at least. But here's the thing. Here's my question, right? You said earlier something about Notch and Mojang being very public about how Minecraft isn't all about the money, isn't about money, etc., right? They're very supposedly humble in their origins, and they say we never intended to do all this, right?
Right.
How much is Minecraft now?
Probably $20, $25.
$6.99 mobile version.
Yeah, it's number 1 here for paid apps. $6.99 on iOS.
Not about the money, huh?
Yeah, even
not about turning the profit. And you said it's gone up?
On PC it has, when you could buy it as a beta. I mean, like a lot of people do nowadays. When it was in the beta, it was like $15 or something. I think it might be near 25 or even 30 nowadays. But like I said, there's a reason people don't crack your game and just play it for free, which apparently you're kind of instilling, you know, fuck paying for anything, right?
Right.
But they don't play with cracked accounts and clients because they can't get on these servers. So if you got rid of the servers or strong arm them to the point of where there's no reason to even keep them up, which is what that one dude's hinting at, basically, then there go your PC sales, which might not still be the biggest market you had, but you obviously care. You've got some capitalism in you. I would hate to see such a market go.
Yeah.
And it's funny to spout very, very, very liberal social liberal policies, but then also your actions counter.
Right. You can't make a profit. We don't want you making a profit. It's supposed to be for the good of the players that these servers exist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we're gonna still charge for Minecraft hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, probably billions at this point in revenue.
Probably,
given PC and stuff. Now, has anybody, you've been in this closer than I, has anybody brought up legal action against Minecraft or Mojang? Because here's my thinking. You said earlier, now we're talking about the end user license agreement, because I know somebody is going to try to be that guy and be like, well, the end user license agreement says you can't do this, and they're in breach of the end user license agreement, so Mojang can do whatever the fuck they want. Okay. This has been good. Private servers have been around for about how long in terms of their popularity?
2 years?
Like 2 years?
Hit them all? Yeah, something like that.
So people have been selling in-game items, effectively selling in-game items, which is apparently against the end-user license agreement, right? We'll never mind the fact about the whole plugins and who owns that.
Right.
Because you can sell access to things that you write, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
I read the relevant portions of the end-user license agreement some time ago. But you said that it's arguable that there are certain Mojang guys. Mojang is aware that these servers exist and do this. Mojang, the powers that be, are aware that their top PC clients are blatantly violating the end-user license agreement, supposedly, right?
Correct.
They aware of it? They've been aware of it for some time?
Aware of it to the point where they themselves have been on such servers. Go on.
Again, you'd have to at this point, you'd have to talk to an actual attorney, somebody who's like into this. I'm not formally trained or educated on these subjects, but it would seem to me that there is a point where you can no longer because right now the legal argument would be Minecraft server owners are in breach of contract, and that contract is the end user license agreement. And so Mojang could then sue them, who is in breach, the Minecraft server owners, and I think the term is get an injunction to shut down and say, stop operating your server because you're in breach of this contract, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, you can't, if you're aware of a breach and you have a right to sue somebody and get action, or I think if you have an actionable tort, I think, again, real lawyer, talk to a real lawyer, but you can't just sit on that until it becomes convenient to you to sue. Because think about it this way, Chiz. Let's say you run a contracting business and I own a house. All right. And I contract with you, my buddy, I want you to redo my kitchen. All right. And you come in and you're like, look, man, we're going to redo the upholstery on your chairs. It's going to be fine Corinthian leather. And it's going to be the finest Italian tile, poured from the sands of fucking Naples or whatever themselves, pulled from that big-ass crater in the ground. Finest Italian tile. And I'm going to cut you a deal because you're my buddy. And I say, all right, we sign a contract for all this stuff, Italian, Corinthian leather, blah, 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 blah. And you go to work and you finish your job, I pay you, and it's done. But one day, one of the tiles falls off, and I see product of Mexico on the back of it. And then I see a tag sticking out from the upholstery on the kitchen chairs or whatever. And it's like product of Taiwan or something, not fine Italian Corinthian leather and not Italian tile work.
All right.
You are in breach of contract, technically.
Correct.
But I'm like, it looks pretty good. It works. And he's my buddy, and I got a deal. I'll let it go. I'm good. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Then 2 years later, so I live with it for 2 years, and then I want to move, and I want to get the house appraised. Now I have two choices when it comes to the kitchen. I can either say, well, it looks like fine Italian tile and Corinthian leather. It's not. They're cheap knockoffs. They look all right, but they're not really that. Or I can sue you. And let's say I sue you, and I'm like, well, 2 years ago, you were in breach of contract. You said you were going to do all this, and you didn't. You could argue somewhat effectively, perhaps effectively, that I sat on my rights, and thus I can't enforce them anymore because I had again, what is reasonable, and again, the specifics of how long you have and how long Mojang would have in this instance. Again, real lawyers, not coming from me. But if they are aware of the breach, they are entitled to act upon it and to sue people and get injunctions from them, exploiting that breach of contract or to remedy that breach of contract. But it's only within a reasonable time frame.
Right.
And if they know about it and don't do anything until such time as the heat becomes too loud or the heat becomes too hot, I've mixed metaphors there, you might effectively be able to argue, listen, no, we are not actually in breach of this contract because you had the ability to sue us for it and you chose not to.
Now, what happens if, because there's also talks of them changing their end user license agreement to encompass more things with specificity, because it's also very floofy and vague as hell too. So what if they change that and they still have that, and then people keep doing what they're doing and then want to sue immediately?
So
Can
if you
just
change,
really change the end user license agreement and then not sue for whatever?
I don't know. That's, again, I know that's it's a contract of adhesion. I mean, all contracts are adhesive, but the idea of a contract of adhesion is a strict take it or leave it. And so, again, this is complete limited understanding of this kind of shit. But as I recall, the contract of adhesion is, here it is, take it or leave it. Like, you're not negotiating with American Express for the terms of your card. You're not calling them up like, listen, paragraph 2, subsection D, can we change that to reflect this or that? You're not negotiating with Mojang. They're just like, here it is, you sign it, or you're done operating your Minecraft server. Those contracts, while not strictly speaking voidable or void, tend to be viewed, tend to be scrutinized very heavily in favor of the people who were not able to negotiate for those terms. So, again, it's all, you know, it all sounds great talking about it on a podcast, but it would only matter when you get it in front of a judge with actual attorneys. But I don't know. I mean, you can't just go changing the contract to, you know, you realize there's a breach and you had a reasonable opportunity. I don't know, but it would be a very interesting question. But I would like to see, look, you know, how much are Minecraft servers worth, you think, throughout their lifetime? Whatever the total of all of them. And you get those guys together, the guys that own all those big servers, and you say, look, we're going to pool what money we have, and we're going to hire the fleshiest of the flesh-eating lawyer we can find. Not a scumbag, but just a guy who's just going to go fuck with them.
Johnny Cochran.
He's dead.
You could still get him.
You bring the
Wouldn't cost much
you
to
wheel the
dig up
coffin
the
in
bones.
like, here's Johnny Cochran.
And then you just win.
You mine or you must decline. But you get them together and you say, look, you know, because we're not gonna lie, those guys are making a lot of money, a lot of disposable income, probably, unless they're doing coke and buying $4,000 designer jeans and driving Lamborghinis. But, or that was never mind.
That's a YouTuber.
So you get them together, you pool your money, and you hire an attorney, and you sue Mojang for the combined worth, theoretically, of all your servers across their lifetime, plus punitive damages. Figure, what is it, $20 million? $50 million? You say, we want $50 million for this. You know, you've acted erroneously, whatever, arbitrary, capricious. You can't just go around fucking with us when we clearly had an understanding of what was going on.
Right.
And now you get a couple emails from butthurt 12-year-olds, and now you're just, you know, what? Now you're just going to fuck us? You can't do that. I mean,
yeah, it's funny you brought that point up. Like, that's what one of the things they're upset about. Like, I get emails saying I paid for $15 for this rank, and they're contacting me and not the server owner. It's like, this is a two-way street. If session servers, there are servers that you have to relay through before you can connect to any Minecraft server. They're Mojang session servers. If those go down and no one can connect to our server or any other server, we get shit for it. They think it's on our end. But you don't see us, like, throwing anyone under the bus or being totally upset. We're just like, session servers are down. What are you going to do? It's Mojang. But nobody. And just to let you know how big the online Minecraft community is with private server owners, if like 2 or 3 of the juggernauts go down, you will take down their session servers because everyone just disconnected, and that's like tens of thousands of people trying to reconnect to the point where it's like a DDoS attack. They can't get into the session servers and they take them down. So that just goes to show how many of these things there are and how many people play on them, that you could take down the Mojang session servers. So you should be nicer.
and then what you can do is you just write a Woody Coins plugin.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I told you that. There's already people that do that. We already sell something. Plenty of servers sell custom things that are custom, and there's workarounds for all of it. And like I said, you would have to make to encompass all of it, you'd have to basically do what that one guy was saying, and just basically you can't sell anything in our game, anything you make for our game, you just can't do. Right now, I think as far as modding goes, you just can't sell a mod, but you can't. But it doesn't say like you can't sell things inside of it. So like if we made a new game, like there's certain branches of Minecraft, like Feed the Beast, you couldn't package that and sell it to someone, but you can sell things for a plugin or whatever. It's just so vague and silly. And this conversation's come up so many times. It's just that one convo got leaked to everyone or whatever, and
right.
So it's going out.
So now
there.
Everybody's just saying terms of service, la la la,
and everyone's worried, and until you start seeing the actual server owners, like the big ones that matter, start saying anything, there's no reason to worry.
I saw though there was the thread I saw on r/Minecraft was started by a guy who's like, I'm a server owner and I do it right. And I'm like, he's like, I don't take donations. My server's free to play, etc. And I'm like, oh, okay. I just like, I was looking like, I want to see what kind of server this guy's got. And he's like, and somewhere he gave the specs, and I don't know what the fuck it means when you're talking about a server to host a video game. But he was like, when we're hosting 50 players, my CPUs never go above 20% usage. I'm like, oh, 50 players, huh?
Wow.
All right.
That's
when we get
impressive.
50, they're never, ever. So 50 is probably a busy day for them.
Yeah.
And he's
That's,
like, all right, doing it
that's
right.
just his peak he hit once, and that's what he tells people, too.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Those people are cute. Any serious... Yeah. There's a reality. There's not a lot of people doing the big one. None of the big ones are doing this out of charity or kindness out of their hearts. These are all people that are making a living off of this. And there's not a reason why that's bad. It's a service everyone provides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shame on them, though.
And cottage industries, it's okay to have a cottage industry. YouTube is a cottage industry. Podcasting is a cottage industry. Anything done on the internet is technically a cottage industry because we didn't pay to run that infrastructure, to run that internet. My connection to you, Chiz, no matter what our business is, if it's done over the internet, we did not pay to create the internet. We didn't create it. So,
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know how Woody does it. I don't know how you guys do it because I could not deal with 12-year-olds all day long without wanting to kill every single fucking 12-year-old I've ever met.
You just go kill a couple and you get that out of your system.
Right? Yeah, there we go.
Just take your car and run over a few of them. Which, by the way, did you see? It's old news now, but did you see? I linked it to everyone. Did you see that guy, that 14-year-old or whatever, joyriding in that car and like drove through a park and almost hit a bunch of kids?
No.
Yeah, this dude, like, it was a 14-year-old, took a car joyriding, went through a park, almost hit a bunch of kids, and kept going. It was a police chase, and this like person in a truck or whatever took matters into his own hand and drove right in front of him to stop the kid, and like totaled the front end of that car and stopped him. It was super awesome.
Who is this kid? Why was he out for a joy? Did he steal the car, or was he just like...
I think it might have been probably family members. He probably got the key to it. I didn't look much more into it. I just saw the video where you see this guy coming around the corner, and this truck just like, I don't think so. And this big truck just jumps right in front of this car and totals the thing, and the truck's fine. Like, yeah, that's what you get.
That kid would be fucking dead. If I was his father, and I'm just... You did what? I took the car. Okay, where? Through a park? Uh-huh. What did you... I almost hit people. Uh-huh. There were cops? Yeah. Did you stop? No.
No. I'd have got in trouble, Dad. You don't understand.
You're fucking dead. There was a kid I grew up with, playing baseball with, when he was... Shit, how old was he? Probably 14, maybe 15. His dad had a Cadillac DeVille. One of those, like, really low-to-the-ground caddies. Mm-hmm. One of those, like... 1998, 1999, those kind of model Cadillacs, where they were pretty low to the ground, like they looked kind of like arrows or whatever. Well, his dad had one of those, and he took it for a joyride around their little subdivision, and he hit a light pole. All right, not a big deal. The kid said, I was just taking the car out for a ride, or I was just moving the car, and I just bumped into the light pole and it fell. It was like, it wasn't my fault, Well, I heard that and I was like, all right. The kid was kind of a fuck up, but I was like, okay, all right. Well, it turns out there was damage to the top of the car. Not just the front end, the top.
All right.
Now, when you hit a light pole, what could possibly happen to the light pole that would cause damage to the roof of the car? If
He
it's a
hit
front
it
end,
so hard that it fell backwards.
yeah, just moving the car, huh?
You gotta hit it pretty
hit
fucking hard.
You hit a steel light post, and it snapped and went poof, right onto the hood, right onto the roof of the car. Okay, that kid somehow lived, but
That's fucking funny.
But I would have again. Maybe that's why I can't have kids, because I just I might be a little bit too quick on the murder button. But it's for my own.
Was this kid of age to drive, or
No, he was like 15.
Okay, so
15
maybe,
max. No, it wasn't. It had to be 14.
Okay,
maybe.
so he wasn't. Okay, so this guy wasn't allowed to drive the car.
No.
But if you think maybe he was, you would have been a little more understanding. Like, accidents happen. You know?
Right. If he was,
okay.
but even even if he was like 13 or 14, it's Mr. Mount Everest subscribed. Welcome to Mr. Mount Everest. Sorry, I don't have notifications going right now.
Hello.
Even if he was younger, I mean, just taking the car. Who doesn't? My dad put me on his lap and let me fucking turn the wheel out of the bank parking lot one day. You know, I was 8 years old or something like that. So everybody does it, and everybody's kind of got the, okay, you can back the car up 15 feet, or you can, you can park the car in the garage. So there's a little bit of that. All right. But when you try to, like,
who takes the fucking keys from under their parents and goes, I'm gonna just go drive? I would never think of doing that. Like, you got to have some balls on you, or just give no fuck to go, I did it with him a couple times. I think he wouldn't mind if I just took it out on the road myself. What's the worst that could happen? I fuck some shit up. I get pulled over.
I almost killed some kids.
That's it's not
low speed chase.
I would never have the balls to do that.
Oh man, I couldn't.
That's okay. All right.
It's like kids throwing house parties when their parents go somewhere.
Yeah.
In high school, my parents would go, or my parents were separated, so my mom would go somewhere, and I'm just like, you want to come? I would ask my friends, like, you want to come over? But it would just be like they would be coming over any other night. It's not like, yo, dog, call everybody up. It's a house party. Because what the fuck? Even then, I was like, all right, this is such a goddamn risk, because the people are going to show up. They're not going to be nice people. They're not going to be like me or my friends, and they're not going to be considerate. They're just going to fuck around and puke on things and break things and steal shit. And no, I'm good.
Yeah, no. I'll go to your house party, whoever's hosting it, but not at my place. That's okay. I would not have any fun. It wouldn't be fun for me. I'd be like, was that there? Did somebody steal something off there? I feel like something should be there. Or I hear a loud crash in the back, and it's like, well, fuck. How do I ever place a painting? Shit. No, that's okay.
It'd be like that scene from Trading Places when Eddie Murphy brings everybody from the bar back to his house, and then he's just running around. Have you people heard of coasters? And then one time he's had enough, and he stops the music. He's like, get the fuck out. Just everybody's got to go.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
No, that's not fun. That's there's some kind of degree of ballsiness to you if you're one of the people that throws a house party and you're underage and it's not your shit. You're a special kind of person. Nothing wrong with you, but you're really the kind of person to tango on the line.
I just,
or you just don't have anything.
It shows that my dad is an attorney. It shows that my dad is an attorney, because even then I would be like, your parents are liable for anything that happens here. If you buy the booze from somebody else and your parents are completely gone, have no idea what's going on, and it's not your booze and you don't drink it and you're not the one fucking up, but still, if somebody gets drunk at your parents' house and then at a party that you throw at your parents' house and then they drive away and get fucked up, or they go do something fucked up, your parents are going to get the call and your parents are going to get sued. That's stupid.
That's been instilled to me at such a young age, where it's like my dad would always instill that in me, where it's like, I was afraid to have people over. It's like, if he slips and falls in the pool right now, we're fucked. I'm watching you walk. Don't run around the pool when I say don't run around the pool. I'm not having you crack your head open, because everyone's fucked. We're losing the house.
Crack your head open.
No.
Has anybody ever actually?
Has anyone
I
ever
split
done
my
that?
head open when I was a child. Really? Really? Huh?
Like
Oh.
front to back. Just
Right. Oh, you see the brain? Was your brain hanging out? Well, no, not really. Well, then you didn't split your fucking head open. you cracked your head and you had a gash in your skin, but your bone didn't. And maybe you even had a crack in your skull, but it wasn't like, oh, I split my head open.
Yeah.
Because I think like, and it's like, hey, there's my brain. No, that's not what happened. Stop saying that. Make it mean something.
I'll say it.
All right, what did we want to can we talk about Jaden Smith playing Trayvon Martin? First of all, why does every picture of Jaden Smith looks like he's deciding whether he's farting or not? Like, is this fart going to smell? And
Is
he's
there
like,
a camera on me? I don't know, man. It feels like his parents just walked in and they found his like weed stash or something. Like, do they know? I don't know. Am I in trouble? Like, he's always so worried, in a sad kind of state. And I quickly skimmed this and looked at the line. George Zimmerman is slated to receive just under $3.2 million from Overbrook Entertainment for his role as a consultant for the movie. I kind of understand. Like I said, I didn't read it, but I can see, like, I know the kind of person Will Smith is. He wants to do this movie to show like Trayvon's story, and like this shouldn't be forgotten, and Trayvon was like a good kid or whatever,
and to give his kid a good acting role,
and to give his kid a good act, because everybody's gonna fucking watch that.
Everybody's gonna go watch a movie, and they're gonna get to see Jaden Smith, and oh my god, Jaden played Trayvon with such heart. Oh my god.
So I understand all of that, but I feel like you're doing more harm than good if fucking the person. I'm pretty sure he hates him. I'm sure Will Smith does not like George Zimmerman, hence the movie.
Oh, I thought you said Jaden Smith. Like, Will Smith secretly hates his kid.
No,
fucking
he might if he
kid.
keeps fucking up the roles he gets.
If he follows him on Twitter, he should hate him. If Will follows Jaden on Twitter, he should be like, I fucking hate my child. My child's an idiot.
To do this movie, you're going against your own cause, and George Zimmerman, the asshole.
You're making George Zimmerman a millionaire.
They're giving him $3.2 million. Now he can run around with all the guns out, fucking John Wayne style, and afford any goddamn.
Zimmerman celebrated the signing of the check by shooting fucking Will Smith in the chest a couple times and saying he came at me. That's how he's going to celebrate the making himself a millionaire. If George Zimmerman had any kind of class, he would either donate some or all of it to Trayvon's
family.
To family. Now, I'm not saying he should. And I'm not saying, like, you've got to do this.
You're not obligated.
Right, you're not obligated at all because it's your money, George Zimmerman. I mean, you dealt with a lot of shit, and you were tried, and you were found not guilty by a jury of your peers. No problem with that. But you've since gone on from the trial and pretty much proven to everybody that you're a gigantic fuckwad. Just the most gigantic fuckwad you could ever imagine, because you went out and celebrated by pointing a gun at your girlfriend's fucking father and her, and then listening to your police band radio and hearing a distress call from somebody in a turned over pickup, and you just happened to show up and pull them out of the car. You're just a shitty human being.
Yeah.
So literally buy some good PR for yourself and say, look, I'm making $3 million on this. 1.5 is going to go to Trayvon Martin's family. That's all I can. That's the best I got.
I feel like he's OJ 2.0. Like he got off scot-free. Well, not scot-free. I mean, he's going to be threatened for life, no doubt about it. But he got off that, and then he does the girlfriend thing, pickup truck.
Twice he does it. He does it twice.
He got pulled over immediately, like as he left the trial, or like it was like a week after. He got pulled over for speeding and had like a gun in the fucking on the seat right there when a cop pulled him over. Like, this dude's just floating with death right now. Now he's getting $3.2 million. Go ahead, float with death, because now you can afford whatever fucking attorney you want. Doesn't matter, because this is doing more harm. This is doing more harm than good to raise awareness of the Trayvon thing that everybody already knows about. And I would like to see that movie, actually, because, I mean, it was an event that happened for like 20 seconds, so I'm curious what the whole goddamn movie is going to be about, the hour and a half. So I am curious about that. I'm sure the trial will be in there or something. But I wouldn't, if you asked me, to make the movie, and it's going to be Will Smith produced, and his kid's in it, we got to give George Zimmerman $3.2 million. If I had a vote, I'd say, fuck no. No, because what good is that? I feel like he wins on both accounts. There's gonna be a movie about me, and I got $3.2 million.
And then he's gonna write a book, and he's gonna write a book. He didn't sign over the book deal to this. He's gonna write another book. Gonna make another couple million from that. Right? If I did it.
If I did it too.
Somebody actually paid money for him to fucking write that. Somebody actually signed a check for OJ to write that book. If I had done it. Hey OJ, what's the working title of your manuscript? If it had gone differently. Okay, all right.
If I didn't lie,
can I get a no? There was no like editorial process. Like you didn't ask him early on. Like, hey OJ, can I take a look at that manuscript you got working?
Can I make sure you aren't like perjuring
Holy
yourself?
shit! You're writing you like how you would have done it. Would have done it. What the?
Chapter 1. I wouldn't have hired Mr. Cochran.
Right. Well, no, Cochran was the one that got him off.
I know.
That was the best part because the prosecution was all about DNA, DNA. Despite a direct blood type match, they tried to go with the DNA, and the jury just lost interest. Days and days of scientific testimony. They're just like, fucking don't care, man. And Johnny Cochran made it simple. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Yep.
A leather glove that had been soaked in blood and dried repeatedly in Los fucking Angeles. Try that on. Yeah, go ahead, OJ.
And he was wearing, wasn't he wearing?
Right, and he had to wear a thing over his hand. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You tell me how that works out for you.
Can I read some Jaden Smith tweets? Because I've got it up here. I want to read them.
Be my guest.
This was from May 18th. Lexington Presley Avenue. By the way, every single word.
Wait a minute. I got to cut you off. Real quick. Huh. I scrolled to the bottom of this thing, seeing if you found his tweets or something. There's an article here that says George Zimmerman sells a Trayvon Martin painting for $30,000.
Where?
Now I have to click on this.
No, don't click on the link. It's from the News Nerd.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God, he does. Did he lose weight again?
I don't know. He still looks pretty fat compared to where he first started the trial. Quote, everyone has been asking what I've been doing with myself. I found a creative way to express myself, my emotions, and the symbols that represent my experiences. He painted it.
Oh, George.
I feel like that is insult to injury.
George. George. Fucking stop. When was this written? This was March 29th. Dude, stop talking to people. If somebody calls wanting to...
He got $100,000 for his first painting.
So he's fucking rich now.
He's well off.
Who are the people that are buying this? Like, I want me some... No, what makes you a racist for wanting George Zimmerman paintings, though? Come on now. It's not like he's painting black people swinging from trees.
No, but he killed a black kid. Who else is paying for this shit?
Because he was black, but I don't know. I want to know. You never know. It might be some crazy white liberal guy who's like got a lot of cash. He's like, I want me some of that.
Probably the same guy who writes to fucking Charlie Manson.
George, when people come asking for interviews, written or radio or television, say no. Just stop. Because every time you speak, there's going to be a chorus of people that are waiting to fuck you up. And especially when you earn enough money, the Zimmerman family is going to sue you again. They've still got maybe another year before they can not sue you for, killing their child. So, please, George Zimmerman.
I hope he goes and breaks into someone's house and steals the fucking painting back.
What, like OJ? That would really make him OJ 2.0.
Yeah, well,
like, it's mine. I want it back.
Footsteps. God, I can't believe I fucking found that. And that just was going to be skimmed under the rug. Fucking sold his first painting for $100,000. Sells a painting of fucking Trayvon Martin for $30,000. Somebody's McDonald's yearly salary. But you painted. Why would you paint Trayvon Martin? Paint a dove. Paint a duck.
Yeah,
you don't make that much money.
You don't paint the kids you killed.
No,
you don't paint the kids you killed. That's dumb. That's asking for fucking trouble. That's just asking for trouble. That is just let's see, what would be the
The
proper
kid
tune?
came at me. I had to defend myself. He's beating the shit out of me.
You're just
Let's
trying to
remember-
start shit. That's all you're doing. You're just starting shit for the sake of starting shit.
It's like an American flag on the background mixed in with Trayvon in a hoodie. It's like, God, dude.
Why the American flag? Like, yeah, go Trayvon, man. That
Go
fucking
Trayvon.
George
Now
Zimmerman,
that the
fucking
case is
asshole.
over, fuck you.
Wow. So that's George Zimmerman being like, fuck George Zimmerman. He shouldn't have killed Trayvon. What is he gonna do a series of photos now where he's wearing a hoodie and carrying iced tea and Skittles? He's like,
God, dude, that is so fucking. That is like the biggest middle finger to the Trayvon, or to the Martin family.
Wow.
Just,
George
fuck
Z,
you.
man. That's just
I painted your kid, who I killed and took away from you. Put an American flag. He's a great kid now. The trial's over, and I made $30,000 off of it. How's that for fucking suing me? Wow, the balls on this man.
He's got, you know what? Maybe you need to give him credit for that. That he's just got fucking some big brass
He
balls.
really gives no fuck.
He's just like, yep, doing it.
you can't touch me.
He
You
was
can't
down
touch-
for that DMX fight. He was like, yup. There was that crazy promoter that's like, what if George Zimmerman fought DMX fought George Zimmerman? George Zimmerman's like, fuck it, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, I suppose. Okay, so more back to Jaden Smith tweets because these are
Jesus
hilarious.
Christ.
Again, each individual word is capitalized. The beginning of each word is capitalized. They distract you with us, so you don't pay attention to the missing girls in Nigeria.
Makes sense. Like, not at all.
Obviously, Shia LaBeouf and Edgar Casey are the only ones who know what's going on here. Fixed habits to respond to authority takes 12 years. Have fun. You can discover everything you need to know about everything by looking at your hands. This child is a millionaire. Just so you know, everybody out there in America
Let
/ the
alone the
world.
generational wealth he'll inherit.
Yeah, this child is an independent millionaire, regardless of his father. Spider-Man is amazing. Oh my God, please. Okay, never mind. That one's normal. Okay, that's like the only normal
There's
one
the
I've
child
seen.
Tweet.
Yeah, Arnold Swayze.
What? Is there a hashtag or something else?
No, it's just Arnold space Swayze. I don't know.
3 of those don't make sense. The hand one is fucking supposed to be like philosophical, and it's just dumb as shit.
Either I lie to you or we cry together.
Okay. How old is he? 16?
I think he's like 15 or something like that. Yeah.
God damn.
Oh, and by the way, wore a white Batman costume to Kim Ye's wedding.
Who's Kim Ye?
Kanye and Kim Kardashian.
Oh.
Those two assholes. Yeah, he wore a white Batman costume. Like full on. Like Christopher Nolan made it for him or something. Not that he actually made it for him, but it was as though Christopher Nolan made it for him. It was that an accurate representation of what was in the movies.
Why a white one?
I don't know. I don't know.
This kid is
Maybe he was
weird.
confused as to like who the bride is or what you're supposed to do there. But yeah, he wore a white Batman costume to Kim Kardashian's wedding.
Well, you know,
I mean,
anything to be different.
I guess, you know.
That
What's the argument there? Batman's too black for me, or
right? Oh my God! I feel
don't-
like money ruined this kid.
I did. I think it was ruined before he even knew what money was. He was just so kind of fucked up. Just a weird.
I don't picture. I
weird dude.
picture Will Smith being an amazing father. I mean, hell, he is. He's given his kid a chance to do things with himself. Even though time and time again he fucking drops the ball like overtime. But I'm not blaming Will Smith for these tweets. I'm blaming the fact that this is in his DNA, and maybe money ruined him to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it was Will Smith and him putting him all these roles, and he just thinks he's the shit right now.
Right, I guess.
I think he's dumb.
He's
Yeah.
he's a little odd. He's an odd bird. We'll put
You
it that
can
way.
learn everything from what you see in your hands.
Was he?
What
Is he
is he, a
talking
palm
about
reader?
Right, exactly. That's why I maybe. I don't know, man. I got these lines here. My chakra is Flame line.
Oh, feel that? That's some bad shit. I'm gonna go ahead and release it right now. I'm just gonna.
I'll release.
Oh, there you go.
I'll release some bad chi for you. Right?
That was tasteless.
You know.
No class. No class. I would have.
Wait. Classier or more, less, or the same amount of class as George Zimmerman painting an American flag, Trayvon Martin?
Oh, more. I mean, that's,
more class. All right.
He's not even in the
as
class
long
system.
as I'm not that bad, I'm good. As long
He's
as
not
I'm
even
not
in the class system. He can't get out and to join a class. He's like there are peasants at the bottom. He can't even get there. God, that was hilarious finding that. Just he made 30. He painted the kid he killed with an American flag in the background. Fucking 30. Sold it for fucking $30,000. Wow.
I've got an interesting story from Deadspin. The mayor of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil had something interesting to say. For those, if you don't know, they are way behind. One on the Rio de Janeiro is hosting both the World Cup, I believe, in what year is it?
24 right now.
Oh, right now. Okay, so they're way behind in creating the World Cup stadiums. Way behind.
You got like fucking 6 days.
Yeah. And number two, they are hosting the 2016 Olympics, if I remember correctly.
All right, I didn't know that, but I could see that. I mean, if we're gonna build an infrastructure for the World Cup, might as well just.
Yeah, no, they haven't started doing that either. They're way behind in doing that, and everybody's been, there's alleging corruption and all this stuff, and this is a story from Deadspin. The World Cup will go off in time. This was never in any doubt, despite the requisite doom and gloom stories surrounding cups and Olympics. But it has not been pretty. 11 of 12 airport upgrades remain unfinished. Mass transit infrastructure is well behind schedule, and the Sao Paulo Stadium, set to host the opener 1 week from today, has not been cleared for full capacity. While acknowledging that poor choices have been made, Rio de Janeiro's mayor said these massive improvements are kind of the whole point. We made mistakes. We shouldn't have done 12 stadiums. We should have done fewer cities. That's what brought us to this situation, Eduardo Paez said. Of the Olympics, our lack of infrastructure is the reason we won the bid. If the games are about change and a meaningful legacy, you should not go to Madrid or Chicago or Tokyo. They have everything compared to Rio. Compare Rio to Rio. Don't go looking at London. This is the money quote. Of the belated World Cup construction and of the, quote, worst ever Olympic preparations, Paez said, quote, we're Latins. We're not used to deadlines, to keeping up with things. End quote.
Wow. Nice. Why can't we compare it? First of all, I don't think that's what is deserving of a bid if you win the bid. I mean, that's never been the case.
Sounds really shitty, man.
Yeah, come over here where it sucks ass really hard. By the way, that's not how bidding works. The reason they won is because they put the most money in. That's what a fucking bid means. Not we are the biggest pity party. Give it to us. Let everyone come here. And I looked at it because I want to go to a World Cup at some point in my life. And I looked at it and it's like they said, 12 cities, and they're all fucking over Brazil too. And it's like, if you don't have your mass transit up to snuff for that, you're gonna have an Olympic Russia situation on your hands here. It ain't gonna be fucking pretty in goddamn Brazil in the middle of summer. Have fun with that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that. And to go along with that, I don't know if there's corruption in Brazil, and that's why it's not happening. Because you mentioned corruption, because I don't think whatever they bid,
there's got to be corruption somewhere.
Whatever they bid, I think for the Olympics and that, it comes out of their pocket to build all that shit, and then they just, they get to get whatever.
Well, it comes out of the city, technically from the people, yeah.
Right. Qatar, I'm saying it wrong, right? Qatar?
Yeah, Qatar.
Yeah. They also, I guess, FIFA executives or whatever might have taken bribes from them.
They totally took bribes, dude. They take bribes all the time.
To win their bid for the 2022 2022 World Cup, and if they finally say that was the case, I think I read they have to give it to whoever was the second place bidder, which was fucking the United States. I really hope that works out, because I'm pretty mad. Like, before I was born, or at least to an age where I could think and reason and know what the fuck soccer was, it was like great World Cup season. And it only happens every 4 fucking years. It's a long time. And it's like, it's in Spain, it's in France, it's in England, it's in the United States. I start to realize I want to go, and it's like, it was in fucking South Africa last year. Fuck that. Now it's in Brazil, which...
Wait, who had the Vuvuzelas? Was that South Africa?
Well, there's always vuvuzelas at a soccer
Oh God, I
thing,
love
but
vuvuzelas.
vuvuzelas are amazing. And now it's in Brazil, which it's a third world country, but it's the Latin one. It's not that horrible, but I still wouldn't fucking go there for the World Cup. Next 4 years, it's in fucking Russia. No, thank you. Not going there. And then Qatar gets the next one, which hopefully the United States wins. It's like, by the time that comes around, another 8 years, I'll be 30. I don't even know if I have an open schedule to get to go. You know,
No. Mojang will turn around. You'll be running your own Minecraft server or something. But
I really want to go.
yeah, they took illegal bribes, huh?
I hope they did, because I really don't want it to be in the Middle East. Because I believe that's where it's at.
So FIFA is saying, we took bribes. Let's do this all over again. Do they have to return the bribe money? I mean, because it's top FIFA officials who took the bribes. But now it's top FIFA officials who are saying, no. We're open to doing it again. So go ahead and bring out your checkbooks once again. All these things are just fucking dumb. The world hosting the World Cup is just a little bit worse. It's probably a little bit worse for your city than hosting the Winter Olympics, but not as bad as hosting the Summer Olympics in your city. All they do is they come in, who can give us the most money? Yeah. Who can give us the most taxpayer money for shit you're not going to use?
Never going to use again.
What are you going to do with 4 fucking soccer stadiums?
Which is why I don't understand. Most of them, like, who was it, Beijing? What was the last Summer Olympics? It was
Beijing.
Beijing, right?
Yeah.
I think they haven't even made their money back on those stadiums they built and shit like that.
No
one ever like breaks even on the fucking Olympics or World Cup. So like my justified reason for wanting it here is simply because I can fucking go to it. I do not want it in my city or in my state for that matter, and I don't think it ever would be. There's nowhere to fucking put one. But I would really, and I'm putting this out there to everyone on Lefty's channel and on the stream. Find me somewhere to goddamn watch the X Games and the World Cup. I'm losing my fucking shit. Without cable, I cannot. I have money, legal tender, ESPN. I will pay for an entire year of an online service. Just let me watch the shit for 1 month.
Why do you want to watch the X Games? Because you want to watch COD at the X Games?
No, fuck that. I think even MLG is streaming that shit. I want to see. I watch the X Games every year. I like watching all the vert skate. You know, I like those things, and I'm a little jealous that all of these. I feel like a hipster. All of these stupid gaming people got like press passes to go to the fucking X Games. I'm like, that's. Fuck you. You don't deserve that. You're there to play in I've seen where they're playing. It's in a fucking tent, like I said. They're playing these stupid games. And yeah, hate me. I don't think you should belong there. You shouldn't. You're next to the fucking big air mega ramp with every other pro. Not, no, get out. I don't like you.
The closer and closer we get to the X Games, because I saw Chaos Silencer tweet. He's like, I'm doing few last days, and then I'm flying off to wherever it is, LA, right? Austin for the X Games. And it's just, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I'm like, there's a chance Optic fucking Nadeshot is going to be standing next to Travis Pastrana with a gold medal.
If not standing next to him, you're going to have the same
They're going to have the same gold medals.
And I still stand by my regard. I would be fucking mad if I was any sport out there besides the fucking gamers. That's bullshit. You don't get a plastic one. You get a plastic gold medal.
Right.
From a fucking quarter vending machine.
All these guys who are famous for yelling woo and let's go at each other and pathetic, like that's your claim to fame, where Travis Pastrana is like, yeah, I did a triple backflip, or I did a double backflip, almost broke my fucking neck. Like
I'm Josh Brown. I fucking went up a goddamn mega ramp 30 feet in the air, fell, and blew my shoes off with impact.
Yeah. We get the same gold medal.
That gold medal. Right. Yeah.
The more and more I think about it, again, they're great. They're probably fantastic people on the inside, a lot of personality. Don't deserve fucking X Games gold medals. X Games gold medals in and of themselves are bullshit, because it's like, all right, you ride your motorcycle, that's really cute. Good job. It's cute, right? All right, cool. Dave Mirra, you're doing the backflip thing. I get it. Awesome stuff. Cool. How do you make money off of that? But, as silly as the X Games might be, it's like, I'm a fucking Olympic athlete. Oh, okay. So you work what, once every 4 years? Okay, you know you're going to be out of this by the time you're 24. Okay, cool. As silly as all that is to me, they're athletes.
Yeah.
Professional gamers aren't athletes. It's just
No.
that's not. It's a sport, but they're not athletes.
No one is
just
going
not.
to take a 30 in the air plus whatever the 50 feet of vert ramp is. Nobody's taking an 80-foot fall in the gaming scene of the X Games.
Yeah.
And walking away.
Now, if they recreated like COD maps and they all had paintball guns and different kind of paintball guns with different attachments and stuff, and they had to run around, there you go. Or do that. Do the thing where they've got the actual weapons, but they're firing blanks and they shoot IR beams at each other.
And you just made a great point. Guess what's not in the fucking X Games, though I think it should be?
Paintball.
Fucking paintball.
It used
it's not
to be,
in the
didn't it?
goddamn X Games. I don't think it ever was. If it was, I'm not familiar. They have their own leagues and stuff. Fine. But if anything belongs in there before... There's a list of things that belong in there before fucking Call of Duty. There are paintball, you were getting... skateboarding... I'm not taking... I think skateboarding is way higher than paintball in regards to it. But you could walk away and not hurt yourself competing in the X Games if you're good enough. Even if you are good enough, I'm not taking anything away. You might fuck up, just sheer thing. But paintball, you are all, no matter how good you are, you're taking some pain. Like you're gonna get shot at least once, and those hurt. Now you'll get used to it, but you're always getting shot. You're diving and stuff. There's a lot of physical activity. None of that applies to Call of Duty. You are sitting in an air-conditioned tent outside of the mega ramp.
Outside the mega ramp, just.
I'm sorry. I'm friends with a lot of competitive players. I don't think you belong there. I think it's a big gimmick.
I want podcasting there next. I want competitive podcasting.
Yeah, we're gonna be there next. We'll fucking rap battle and stuff too. Who can cover the most topics in 10 minutes?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who can go on the most tangents?
There you can see. There you go. That'll be I'll get a gold medal for that.
That's something we can compete.
I'd totally be all about that. Yeah, it's silly. You know the one thing I don't like about paintball, though, at least competitive paintball that I've seen, is I like the urban paintball. I like seeing the guys pretending like that they're in urban warfare and they're running from building to building and using cover and doorways and stuff. But what I see a lot in competitive paintball is they're all airbags. They're all just puffed up things that they use as cover, and it's like, oh, it seems kind of lame to me.
See, I've never watched from an outside perspective like Woodsball or anything like that, but playing it's super boring compared to Speedball, because it's like, all right, you're doing the hunker down, it's all fun, you're going through the woods stealthy, and you get shot. Have fun walking a mile back and resetting now, or fucking wipe it off and cheat. It's just not as fun to play.
It could be like those airsoft guys that stage like actual wars in the woods and stuff.
Man, those guys are silly as shit. I'm sorry, maybe it's because I'm a paintballer, but even when I wasn't, it was just like, all right, we got paintballers. You get shot with a paintball, you know it fucking breaks. I'm out. There's paint on me. Get out, and it hurts a lot. It'll leave a fucking nice welt on you too. Airsoft, it's like, all right, I'm shooting this little tiny BB at you. We're gonna hope by the honor system you get the fuck out when I shoot you, because
but they get to wear camouflage though, and it looks like they're holding a P90 for some reason in the woods. And then there's another guy that's dressed like it's 1945.
I'm the only one with my cousin who went and paintballed. Everyone I grew up with and knew were airsoft kids who fucking went airsofting in the backwoods of their houses and shit. And I never got the appeal. I thought it was boring and stupid. And the first time I ever came out with them, there's 5 of us and 5 of them. They're explaining the rules, and a kid next to me points the gun at someone across range, shoots the guy in the fucking eye with a BB gun. And I'm like, oh, this is super fun. Because we wear masks in paintball to make sure we don't blow a fucking eye out of our socket. And you just made that guy's eye hurt really bad. I've always thought it was stupid. If you want to shoot each other with BB guns, use fucking BB guns.
All right.
Use metal balls. Then I know if I hit you, because you got a nice fucking ball bearing in your arm.
That's great. She's like, just fucking, why not just use real bullets then, man? Fucking pussies.
It's just so dumb. It's like, all right, I hit you because
no, but you just said use ball bearings, and then that's essentially how are you going to propel them? Well, you put some black powder behind it or something, man. I don't fucking know.
You got air compressed fucking BB guns and the pump spring ones and stuff like that. That'll just nick your arm real good.
All right.
Shoot your eye out. Which good. Wear a fucking
I'll
mask
shoot your
then.
eye out. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll shoot.
That's what I was going for right there. But the fucking, I've never saw the appeal. And airsoft guys think they're the shit with their camo and stuff like that. It's like, all right, let's go on the paintball field where I fucking light you up with these things and send you home with a bunch of welts.
Mm-hmm.
You pretentious cocksucker airsoft players.
Whoa.
Fuck yourselves.
Wow. Chiz getting angry.
Yeah, get shot with something going 300 feet per second.
Okay. All right. There's
Yeah,
Chiz being super angry about stuff for
Yeah.
some reason.
Fuck you, airsofters. You know what you are. You're a bunch of vaginas.
Oh, great.
Go join the real war.
Wow. All right. That's
All right,
just
I'm done.
that's a war I want no part of.
No, there's a line in the sand, Lefty, and you got to fucking pick a side right now. You're either an airsoft fan or a paintball fan. If you're an airsoft fan, we're gonna have a fucking problem right here. I can't lick. Your ass
You
on
guys
this
are
one.
all weird nerds.
I can't lick your ass on this one. You gotta.
Oh, you can't lick my ass? Damn it.
No.
So if I
choose,
choose, can I get my ass licked?
only if you pick the paintball one.
Well,
because
paintball
we
then,
think the
you
same
know,
thing. Yeah, exactly. We think alike all the time.
Let me use your face as a bidet, dog.
That's so gross.
You just said
Yeah, but
I will lick your ass, and I'm like, all right
you
then.
phrased it.
What
How
else
we
is
use
it?
your face
That's
as a
what
bidet.
licking ass is. I'm using your face as a bidet.
We should have bidets in American bathrooms.
No, dude.
Yeah.
No, because then you got to use towels.
No, you don't.
Yeah, no.
Air
Fucking
dry.
air dry?
Shake your ass.
No, dude, I do not want my balls in a fucking wind tunnel. I don't want like a jet turbine blowing exhaust on my nutsack. I'm good.
Why has somebody not built a bidet that does that?
I mean, look, if whatever one wipe Charlies are made of, the show is not brought to you by Dollar Shave Club, though. Got to talk to Heather to get that sponsorship locked down. Whatever one wipe Charlies are made of, if they weren't wet, I would agree with you. If that was the standard wiping tool in America, I would say, look, just dry out the one wipe Charlies, or just make them a little bit less damp, just with the disinfectant or whatever on it. Okay, fine. Use bidets and then that to kind of clean it up. But we use teepee, man, and toilet paper fucking falls apart the minute it gets wet.
Yeah.
It just falls right the fuck apart.
It's really horrible. And if you've ever like washed your hands at the sink and then like I've gone over in the wrong direction before and dripped on it, it's like, well, that's an entire roll that's just gone to waste.
Right, yeah, you got to go all the way down. Just, fuck,
Yep.
There's this wet spot on it. Yeah, man, it's fucking awful. You
Yeah,
don't,
we should stop. We should make really good toilet paper, a bunch of wipes.
well, one wipe Charlies. That's what I'll try them out.
Don't say anything. We're not sponsored by them yet. Lefty.
Why can't we sponsor them?
Because we're not sponsored by them yet.
Well, we can pimp them still. I'm sure they wouldn't turn it down. What are they going to say? Like, stop talking about our products, damn you.
Well, yeah, but I think some legal tender should be exchanged before we start pimping their. For all I know, it makes your ass bleed. They use bark.
Send
All right,
us products and checks, and we will make sure that asses no longer bleed from one wipe Charlies. Now, the blades, I'm sure, can make your ass bleed. I mean, I'm sure.
Don't get drunk and use them in the wrong order of operations. You'll just
Yeah.
have an entire mess on your hands. Fucking bleeding from the asshole.
Yeah. So,
I want to see somebody do that.
what?
I want to see somebody wipe their ass with a razor.
Sure, you can find it on the internet.
I'm sure I can as well.
I am absolutely positive that that you can find it on the internet. Any other topics out there? Netflix is getting into some hot soup with Verizon.
Yeah, they'll
they're-
probably put a colo in their fucking place as well. Mm-hmm. I gotta look back through our conversation. I gave you a bunch of stuff that I thought you would enjoy. Oh, speaking of competitive COD, fucking, did you read the thing I sent you?
About what?
Okay. Hastro, I think, just signed. Hastro is the owner of Team Envious. Signed all of his players to either a 6-month or a 1-year contract. I don't remember. Salaried position at their
Nice.
thing. And I was like, maybe Lefty wants this because that is legit. You
I
know,
didn't see
whatever
that,
whatever Optic does is great and stuff, but he's locked them into contracts with salaried positions right there. They are paid, not athletes, esport athletes, whatever the fuck you want to call them,
Mm-hmm.
competitors. So I'm like, oh, this is kind of like in the right direction for like a league type system.
Right.
With, commissioners and whatnot. That's an interesting step forward. I thought that was pretty cool to take. That's quite a leap of faith.
Right, to salary your players. Now, I'm assuming they won't get cuts or they'll get smaller cuts of any winnings now that he's invested in paying them salaries.
I would think so because they normally don't. I don't know any team owner that takes cuts of their winnings or anything. They usually get some other deal, like whatever product they sell for the team, like jerseys and stuff like that. That usually goes to the owner or something, or they use a like control-free code goes to them or whatever. But whatever they win doesn't go to the owner. But I assume with that kind of like upfront, hey, I believe in you guys so much, I'm going to put up money up front and salary you guys. You don't have to go anywhere. I feel like you'd have to give something back to the owner.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's just kind of like, what am I getting out of this deal?
Yeah, right. You know, I'd really like to see that. I'd really like to see a lot of teams have some, you know, have that kind of stuff. Like, all right, look, no more of this like, oh, I joined this team for a day and a half. Ah, it's not working out. I'm done.
Yeah.
It's going to be, you know, now next up, free agency period, and trades is next. Trades are going to, oh my God, trades would be so huge. Drafts, I think that would be cool. And then, you know, you could rotate in, because there's like smaller circuits, right?
Yeah.
So you could rotate in, you know, you could say, look, you can say, look, Optic, Envious, Curse, all these teams, look, you are free to contract with these, quote, minor league teams and have them be like a feeder system for your team. And then, you know, or just pull from those minor league guys and draft them into the proper MLG. It's all there, and it's all because my biggest problem was that all this stuff, all this like all this you know, super duper handy dandy team changes and drama and stuff was never monetized.
Mm-hmm.
Like the MLG has their little weekly show or whatever, and that's great. But if it's like, all right, now's free agent period in the MLG. Where's Optic Scumpy, or where's Scumper gonna go, or where's Clayster gonna go, or all these people? You can turn it into a little mini ESPN thing where it's 24 hours all the fucking time. You're always talking about it and always running ads against it, and you're just fucking turning it out. And on top of that, you know, you if you're the MLG, you book the venue, you sell the contracts to sell advertisements on Twitch and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You get the money from it.
Yeah.
Make me the commissioner. I'll be Roger Goodell.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where it goes. Here's a tweet. I also linked this. I can't find Mark Cuban's response, but he had a good one. But a tweet from Inside South Florida, which is I think a TV news station in South Florida, tweeted, "Our TV host and CEO emailed Mark Cuban twice, and hashtag Mark Cuban has not responded, ... Oh, ... Our CEO is black, ... Hashtag NBA owners are racist. Hashtag Donald Sterling. Hashtag retweet." And this was a serious tweet. And Mark
that was
Cuban
serious?
Was like, that was dead. I thought it was a joke, but then Mark Cuban like @ replied, and it was like, you know, this is not the way to go about getting my attention to get me on your show. And I was like, wow, are you serious? You're fucking news? I don't care if you're local news, national, or cable news. You really just... what are you, us? Like, you tweeted at fucking Mark Cuban and hoped to get him, and then he didn't, so you slander him like that?
Well, no, I mean, this is the kind of shit, whoever's running their social media, this is the kind of shit that YouTubers get all the time. Like, dude, you never respond to your comments, man. You're such a fucking money whore, dude. Yeah. Like, I tweeted you 2 times and you didn't fucking look at the graphic that I made you, man. You're such a fucking asshole. And it's like, dude, what the fuck do you want, man? This is the kind of shit. And when I hear that, I'm like, okay, well, you're 12 years old. But apparently, this news organization has a 12-year-old running their social media. What?
I couldn't believe it. We emailed Mark Cuban twice, whole 2 times. Oh, I get it. Our CEO's black. Hashtag NBA. All of them. Not just, I mean, he's tweeting Mark Cuban, but he says NBA owners are racist. Hashtag Donald Sterling. You're such a piece of shit and a huge fuck up. Like, really? That you got fired. That dude is fired, whoever made that tweet. Because there's no way you're staying in the news station.
No.
I don't care if there's 6 people that work there. You fucked up. You got Mark Cuban to reply to you.
But in an awful way. I saw that and I thought, like, okay, there's no way this has got to be like a joke, a bit. Like, oh, ha, 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 people that cry racism over silly things. No? All right.
No. I saw it and then I was like, maybe it's a joke. Maybe. And I was like, that's a news
That's what you do. That's what you get when you hire your social media guy from LinkedIn or something like that. or like from a Facebook listing.
No fucking experience.
Like, I'm good on social media. Like, okay, there you go, man.
Yeah, you should have ended it with /S. Would have saved you a lot of heartache and time.
Right? Oh man. Yeah, the Secret Service said they're going to invest in software now that can detect sarcasm on social media.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That was an honest thing, and I'm like, good luck.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Because I deal a lot in sarcasm with my social media stuff. I do a lot of tongue-in-cheek stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one, there's at least one person that doesn't get it.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know how you... It's a tone thing, so I understand why you're not always going to convey it properly with text. Sometimes you need context or the backstory behind it. Like, if I pulled one of yours out of context and just read it, it could be flipped 50-50.
Right.
So good luck conveying that tone through some piece of software like that.
Yeah, I mean,
by the way, great resources for the record. Fucking
yeah, that's what we need. We need to figure out sarcasm. The Secret Service needs to figure out. Well, they're run by the Department of the Treasury, so
I can see why they might need to, though, because somebody might say like, "I'm going to blow this thing up because it's the bomb" or something really.
Right?
Dumb.
Yeah. If that results in fewer bullshit arrests for people who have done nothing wrong,
fewer doors knocked down.
Mm-hmm. That would be great. Fewer toddlers having
fucking flashbangs blown into their faces. Good job.
All of the stuff for that warrant
for the safety of America.
Well, no, it was an informant who said that he had seen guns once or twice, maybe at the house, and that was enough for them to say, "Well, we need a no-knock warrant now."
That's probable cause.
Gotta go get him. Yeah, no. Did the police see any guns on the premises? No, never. But a criminal informant said, "You know what? I think he might have a gun." A gun? No knock warrant. We need a.
That's all it took.
We need an. Mm-hmm, that's all it took.
I want to be one of those informants that has that kind of power. You know, it's like when they say,
right.
You know, my videos are what caused Wings to get off the show. It's like I guess I do have that kind of
power.
Yeah,
man. What do you do?
Videos about all kinds of people.
Can you make a video about how I'm a millionaire? Please.
I don't.
If you're.
Get 30% of that. What do I get? And my videos are powerful, much like that informant who just has to say two things and a fucking no-knock warrant gets executed and a baby is mutilated for fucking life now.
Mm-hmm. God bless
I want to be an official informant like that and just fuck with people. I think I sell drugs. All right, fucking break his house apart.
Yeah, like your ex-girlfriend, like that fucking bitch. All right, I think she's.
What I want to do. Oh, her boyfriend.
I think she's dealing H. I think she's dealing H.
Her boyfriend also has a gun concealed in his cock.
Right.
I want to go check that out.
You might want to flashbang his cock. Go flashbang his cock, and then
because you don't want the cock to see you coming. It might shoot you.
Mm-hmm. Final story, I guess, before we wrap up the show. The Montana judge who blamed a 14-year-old for her own rape will be censured. Now, that's not what fucking happened, okay? This is the story of the Montana judge who the 14-year-old and her 47-year-old teacher were engaged in a years-long sexual relationship. And it was a statutory rape trial, and the judge in Montana said, I believe that the girl was older than her biological age, mentally older, and thus able to consent. Despite being 14 years old, she had the mental capacity to consent to sexual relations. She knew what was going on. She knew what because that's the argument, is that if you're not 18, you can't consent to anything because you don't know what it is.
You don't know, yeah.
But this judge ruled, no. After hearing everything, after the case that was put on by the defense, I find that this girl was able to consent because she had the mental capacity to understand what was going on. Well, he's going to get suspended for 40 days and censured. And he's going to I think he's retiring on December 31st. And all of Reddit like exploded with like, mother of God, rape culture, blah, 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 rape apology. It's just, what the fuck, man? Judges can't be judges anymore. You judge people. Be the judge, unless you judge how
I demand we live in an age of only minimum sentencing. How dare you rule in one way or another?
That's another way in which I like what he's asked, the minimum sentencing thing. He believes in sentencing guidelines. I know.
You know, God, it's like, all right, the ass licking thing goes along with the you and I are fucking like we should be modern day Sherlock Holmes, the way we connive and plan out our entire pathway for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, you think so highly of us. God forbid, one, people agree on things and hang out with like-minded people. Like, you know, I don't want to hang out.
That never happens in society outside of YouTube. Is that people that think a certain way hang out
I don't
with each
want to
other.
hang out with the Christian zealot over there who's a right winger.
Churches, like churches and church groups, aren't a thing.
You know, and God forbid also that there's just a thing called genuine friendship.
Yeah.
Genuine friendship.
No, dude, I'm playing the long haul. I think you're gonna get famous for something, so I'm just waiting.
Is that why I'm on here?
Yeah,
I'm just kind of, I'm tacked on.
I'm holding back. I'm waiting.
See, I'm the opposite. The only reason I show up is because I think the Lefty show is going to kick on, and then that'll spill over to That's Not What You Call It.
Oh, I see.
It'll be the Primo show to the Lefty show.
Okay, I get it.
Here,
I get it.
I'm going to use you until I.
Oh, okay.
I'm at least raking in 6.
Well, look, see here. In 2011,
right.
I was like, look, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play DayZ with Wings of Redemption for about a year, and then he's going to invite me on Painkiller already. And then after that, he is going to invite me on regularly, and I am going to get Wings of Redemption to surreptitiously convince both Woody and Kyle that I should also be brought back as a recurring guest / host. I am fucking...
You're a god.
I'm a god. What was his name? Tupac. Tupac said his name. Oh, God. Tupac said the same name. It starts with M... fucking brain fart.
M. Night Shyamalan?
No. He was like a prankster, I believe, in the Machiavellian. Bam! I'm a Machiavellian fucking genius. All right.
See, you're funny though. I talked about you in the AMA or whatever because one of the questions was like, what is the silliest thing one of the fuck nerds has said or accused of you? So I brought up this conversation right here about you and I being masterminds. And you're funny though because it's like, how did Lefty have that kind of foresight? Because guess what? Wings played with tons of people. I'm one of them too. Played with tons of people. Did videos with tons of people. Had tons of guests on the podcast. How did Lefty know if I play with him, it will lead to here, which will lead to here, which will lead to here? How did he have that foresight and persuasion in him? You are a god.
I'm a fucking genius, dude.
I'm a demigod. I'm not an official host yet. Once I get there, my plan will have been properly.
I am a genius. I think that's the only rational conclusion.
Well, that or we're like Nikola Tesla. We were from the future, knew what would happen, came back in time, aren't aware of our future powers, and just knew it would play
what?
Out. Well, you don't know that theory that people think Nikola Tesla was so ahead of his time that he was actually from the future?
Oh, God. Really? He had alternating current. That's it.
No, he had a lot of things. Don't slander the man like that. He had a lot of things. Who knows? If it didn't come down to a patent war with Edison being an asshole, we might have wireless transmitting power in large grids.
Maybe.
I don't know. He built the death ray. He also built a little tiny machine that oscillates. So if you tune the frequency of the building and it oscillated at that same frequency, it would shake itself to death. That was disproven, but still a cool concept to think about.
Okay, so he drew a bunch of crazy shit that might have worked, but...
Well, supposedly his building did collapse. He supposedly he built it, put it on his building, and I think he did bring it down or brought it down almost, but then Mythbusters tried to do it and couldn't do. But funny enough, if you do hit it at the right frequency, you can feel it vibrate throughout the entire bridge.
Well, yeah, everything's got a resonant frequency. That's physics.
It's still cool.
That's how bridges get taken down.
He built a death ray.
Okay, I don't know what a death define death ray.
What do you think it does? It shoots down fucking planes out of the sky. It's the Star Wars.
There were planes when Nikola Tesla was making shit. Really?
I'm trying to remember what the drawings looked like. I think there were planes.
So did he actually make a death ray, or did he draw plans for a death ray?
No, he drew plans for
Michelangelo drew plans for a lot of shit. Not all of it was fucking amazing or worked. Like, well, if you take this death ray component and add it to this thing and you ionize the gas and then shoot it out, oh, okay. Yeah.
There were plans, all right, just because he didn't have the money or the patent funding.
There were plans.
Edison.
Thank you for subscribing, Soniku90. Appreciate it.
Listen, Tesla didn't fucking kill any elephants to prove a point. All right.
Well, I'm not saying Edison was awesome. I'm just saying. Okay.
In the epic rap battle of him versus Edison, Nikola Tesla clearly won. By the way, fun fact, I'd never seen anything from that channel, ever, until the other day. And then I went through and watched a bunch. And then
they're amazing, aren't they? They're so well done.
Yeah, I like Einstein.
Two white guys, like, write incredible rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
Are they both Jews, too?
Probably.
Probably.
I mean, they're making a lot of money.
If they're Jews making a lot of money and surprisingly good rappers,
and they're writing, right? They're writers, all right.
Yeah, probably good.
There's a whole Family Guy bit on that with the Jewish writers.
Jew, yeah. All right, let's wrap up the show there. It's been That's Not Why He Called, episode number 40. Thank you to everybody for sticking with us for 40 episodes spread across 2 calendar years.
Damn straight. We're good at math and stuff. Once we get 12 more weeks. Shit, what's 12 more weeks? How many months is that? Well, that's 3 months.
Yeah.
So that'll put us in July. All of June, July, and August. All right, we're almost at like actually 2 or 3 real years of doing this, but the number will be 52 then, and that'll be a great day when that happens.
One day we might too welcome Hutch back.
The streak starts.
Maybe
again
before we hit 100 episodes, maybe we'll welcome Hutch back.
I wouldn't keep my hopes of that. What is it? 4 years from now when we hit 100 episodes?
Right? Yeah, 4 years from now, I'm gonna be fucking 30 years old. Like, hey kids, welcome. That's Not Why He Called. I don't care what he's 8,000. I got time. All right. It is my birthday, July 14th. Buy me a present, kids.
Send him shit.
That's imracing.com/643 Productions is where you can go to put your birthday presents.
Now, Lefty Show sponsor, where can we donate for you?
imracing.com/643 Productions.
All right, there we go.
Same exact place. You
guys got a lot in common. I can see why you're on here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The Lefty Show exists purely to lick my own ass. That's why it exists. All right, thank you.
He agrees so much.
He does, right? It's crazy. Oh my god, I got shit. Somebody was like, why do you talk so much on the Lefty Show? And I'm like,
why do you talk? Why don't you let?
It's called the Lefty Show.
Why don't you let Eugene talk a little more on there, you asshole? You're always kicking him outside.
I've got like 4 different characters. I can't keep them straight anymore. I got Eugene, the big voice guy, the big voice black guy. And
not gonna lie, nobody knows this big voice guy is actually Solid Snake.
And Solid Snake, right? Exactly. So, all right, that's gonna do it for That's Not Why He Called. Hit the follow button, twitch.tv/lefty643. Check subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/leftyox. Check us out on iTunes. Just search That's Not Why He Called on iTunes. Subscribe to the RSS feed there. Dr. Chiz on Twitter, Dr. Coffee MD on YouTube is where you go see my buddy Dr. Chiz. Thank you guys for joining. We hope you enjoyed. We are out. Peace.